Your hands hold stories. Every line, curve, and marking maps aspects of your personality, potential, and life path. Chinese palm reading, distinct from Western palmistry in several important ways, offers a framework for understanding what your hands reveal. Whether you're curious about relationships, career direction, or simply understanding yourself better, Chinese palm reading lines provide fascinating insights. I first encountered Chinese palmistry during a consultation in Hong Kong. The reader looked at my hands for several minutes without speaking, tracing lines and noting their qualities. Then she began describing my life with uncanny accuracy, not just events, but patterns, tendencies, and inner conflicts I'd never articulated aloud. Chinese versus Western palmistry. While Western palmistry and Chinese palm reading share some basics, the Chinese approach has distinct characteristics. Chinese palmistry emphasizes the left hand for women and the right hand for men as the primary reading hand, though both hands are always examined. The non-dominant hand shows inherited potential. The dominant hand shows what you've done with that potential. Chinese palmistry also places more emphasis on hand shape, finger proportions, and the mounts, fleshy pads at the base of fingers. These elements create the foundation before line interpretation begins. A skilled reader looks at the whole hand, not just the lines. The lines themselves are interpreted somewhat differently. Chinese palm reading tends to be more specific about timing, using the lines as calendars as well as character maps. Certain line features that Western palmistry might interpret negatively, Chinese tradition often views as indicators of intensity or passion. The major lines. Your primary path. Chinese palm reading recognizes several major lines that appear on most hands. These are the highways of your palm, carrying the strongest energetic signatures. The life line, xiang. This curved line arcs around the thumb base. Despite common misconception, it doesn't predict lifespan. Instead, it shows vitality, life force, major life changes, and physical constitution. A deep, clear life line indicates strong energy and relatively smooth life progression. A faint or broken line suggests periods of low energy or significant transitions. The lifeline's length matters less than its quality. A short but strong line can belong to someone who burns brightly, if briefly. A long but weak line might indicate someone who endures but without great vitality. Look at the line's depth, color, and continuity. The heart line, xian, running horizontally across the top of the palm. This line governs emotions, relationships, and cardiac health. In Chinese palmistry, this line reveals how you love, not just who you'll love. A curved, flowing heart line suggests emotional openness. A straight line indicates someone more reserved in matters of the heart. The heart line's termination point matters. Ending under the index finger suggests idealistic love. Ending under the middle finger indicates practical, realistic relationships. Ending between the fingers suggests balance between romance and practicality. The headline, xiang. This horizontal line below the heart line represents intellect, thinking style, and mental energy. A long headline indicates complex thinking. A short line suggests practical, direct cognition. The line's curve matters too. Curving downward toward the moon mount indicates imagination and creativity. Staying relatively straight suggests logical, analytical thinking. The fate line, xiang. Not everyone has a prominent fate line, but when present, this vertical line running up the palm's center indicates career path, life direction, and the influence of external circumstances. A strong fate line suggests a clear life path, sometimes with a sense of destiny or external guidance. A weak or absent fate line indicates self-directed life creation. You make your own way rather than following obvious external patterns. The minor lines. Nuanced details beyond the major lines. Chinese palmistry recognizes numerous minor lines that add detail to the reading. The marriage lines, shang. Small horizontal lines on the outer edge of the palm, below the pinky finger, indicate significant relationships. The number doesn't necessarily equal marriages. Some lines represent serious partnerships without legal formalization. Long, clear lines suggest lasting relationships. Short, faint lines indicate passing connections. The money line, xian. Various lines can indicate financial fortune. Vertical lines rising from the fate line suggest income increases. Lines connecting to the Jupiter mount, index finger base, indicate ambition-driven earnings. The Sun line, also called Apollo line, running vertically under the ring finger, often relates to success and recognition that brings material rewards. The Health line, Jiankangshan, running from the lifeline area toward the pinky. This line indicates health concerns and recovery patterns. Ironically, a very prominent health line sometimes suggests someone who pays excessive attention to health. Absence of this line often indicates generally good health with little concern. The travel lines, Luxing Shan. These lines, found horizontally on the lower outer palm, suggest journeys, relocations, and significant moves. Clear travel lines often belong to people who live in multiple places or have internationally oriented lives. Reading line quality in Chinese palm reading, line quality matters as much as line presence. Here's what to look for. Depth. Deep, well-defined lines indicate strong influence in that life area. Faint lines suggest weaker influence or developing potential. A line that deepens over time shows growing importance. Color. Pinkish lines suggest healthy energy. Red lines might indicate inflammation or intensity. Pale lines suggest low energy or depletion. Yellowish tones might indicate liver or digestive concerns. Continuity. Unbroken lines suggest smooth progression in that life area. Breaks indicate changes, interruptions, or transitions. A break with overlap suggests a major change that you navigate successfully. Branches. Lines that branch upward indicate growth, improvement, or positive developments. Downward branches suggest challenges, depletion, or obstacles. The direction matters more than the presence of branches. Island markings. These oval interruptions in lines indicate difficult periods. On the lifeline, health challenges. On the heart line, relationship difficulties. On the headline, mental stress or confusion. The island size suggests the duration of the challenge. The mounts. Energetic foundations before interpreting lines. Chinese palm readers examine the mounts, the fleshy pads at the base of each finger and the thumb. Jupiter mount, index finger ambition, leadership, confidence. Well-developed mounts belong to natural leaders. Saturn mount, middle finger wisdom, responsibility, patience. Prominent mounts indicate thoughtful, serious natures. Apollo/Sun mount, ring finger creativity, recognition, artistry. Strong mounts suggest creative talents and desire for appreciation. Mercury mount, pinky finger communication, business acumen, wit. Developed mounts indicate verbal skill and commercial sense. Venus mount, thumb base love, passion, vitality. The size here relates to life force and capacity for affection. Moon mount, lower outer palm imagination, intuition, emotionality. Prominent mounts belong to dreamers and feelers. Hand shapes and elemental types. Chinese palmistry categorizes hands by shape, corresponding to the 5 elements. Wood hands. Long, rectangular palms with long fingers. These people are creative, idealistic, and sometimes perfectionistic. They need purpose and meaning in their work. Fire hands. Long palms with shorter fingers. Passionate, enthusiastic, action-oriented. These people live intensely and can be impatient. Earth hands. Square palms with short fingers. Practical, reliable, grounded. These people build things that last and value. Stability. Metal hands. Square palms with longer fingers. Analytical, precise, organized. These people excel at detailed work and logical thinking. Water hands. Oval, flexible palms with longer fingers. Intuitive, adaptable, sensitive. These people flow with circumstances and understand others deeply. Timing events through lines. Chinese palmistry uses specific methods to time events. The lifeline, fate line, and other vertical lines can be measured to estimate when significant events might occur. This isn't fortune-telling in a fixed sense. It's identifying energetic periods when certain types of events are more likely. Generally, timing moves from the wrist upward for vertical lines and from the thumb side across for horizontal lines. A skilled reader can estimate ages for significant markings, though this requires practice and calibration. Remember that palms change. Lines deepen, fade, or new lines appear. Your palm reflects your current trajectory, not a fixed destiny. Conscious choices can shift your patterns over time. Practicing palm reading. If you're interested in learning Chinese palm reading, start with your own hands. Study your lines, noting how they change over months and years. Compare your hands with friends and family, looking for correlations between palm features and personality traits. Take photos of your palms periodically. You'll be surprised how lines shift as your life changes. Major transitions often leave marks on the hands. Remember that palm reading is an art, not a science. Different traditions interpret similar features differently. The goal isn't rigid prediction, but increased self-awareness and understanding of life's patterns. Your hands are maps, but you're the traveler. Palm reading shows the terrain. It doesn't determine your destination.